Hey, what's up, peeps? This is Chico with Testimony TV. You know, there was a rebellion against Moses. What happened is they rebelled against Moses, and all the leaders said, "Hey, we're all Levites. Why? And you're a Levite. Why should you be the one over us?" It was a power move. They were looking at Moses and watching God do great things through Moses, and Moses running the show. And they wanted that power, they wanted that glory, they wanted it. And that's what we do today. We undermine people. We step on people. I call it the bucket of crabs syndrome. Bucket of crabs. If you been fishing and you had a bucket of crabs, you'll see that every crab is trying to get out that bucket, and when a crab grabs the rim of that bucket, there's another crab that's gonna grab that crab's leg, and sometimes he'll pull off that leg trying to get out the bucket, use that crab as a ladder to get out that bucket. That's what the crabs are like, waiting for that crab. If they've been there for a while, you find out that's what they do. They're pretty smart. And so that's what we do when we want to elevate ourselves. When we want to elevate ourselves, we undermine people. So we try to excel by cutting other people off. Moses run. God elected Moses. Moses had no special skills. Matter of fact, God uses the weak ones because He doesn't want nobody to take His glory. God, He says it straight up. Whatever the label you want to call that, what do we call it? I forgot what we call jealous, or I don't know. But He says, I'm a jealous God. But what He does is He won't let no one take His glory, and He makes sure no one takes His glory. He makes sure by picking the ones. Actually, that's not the only reason. The other reason is because God can't do nothing with you with all the crap that we got. You got too much crap. You got pride, entitlement. People owe you that you're all that. Oh yeah, look at my 2026 truck. I did that. And just because you got that truck, you got a fat head that you did that. And all these things we attribute to ourselves, so we get fat heads. And the more and more successful we get, the more arrogant, the more our nose tilts up, and that's a very bad thing. So it's about humbleness, and God can't use you when you're all in the way, because you got so many agendas. Excuse me, Father, but another main reason, one of the biggest reasons, probably the biggest reason, is that God's going to take the glory. I mean, think about it. We are like a glove for God's hand. We cannot do anything apart from Christ, just like Jesus says in John, I think 14 or 16. And that's not just a metaphor. Actually, what it is, God showed me that He's actually the one that fills us. His hand is in that glove. We're just the glove. So when God comes out of that glove, we're just the glove lying there and won't move. And technically, if you look at it, all the electrons and all the atoms, all the way our blood, when I tell my arm to move right here, when I tell my hand to move right there, I'm sending an electrical circuit signal to my arm and moving my motor functions and everything. But it's God that's firing in nanoseconds. Look, pew, pew, pew. That's all God. God allows that. He either allows it, there's no other two ways. God makes it happen or allows it. And every time I move my arm, God is allowing me. And see, we don't really look at that. We don't look at that the way we should. And if we did, we'll be more grateful to God, but we're not. We're not. We're so not. I can go on and on about how much we're not. And too. But anyway, so right here, this is Numbers chapter 16. It's telling us how how he they rebelled against him, um, and God. What happened is they all came against Moses. Korah, Abram, and Dathan. These three men came and they approached Moses, and then 250 of the assembly of the leaders came after them. But the three main ones was Korah. Actually, Korah was I think he was the instigator. Korah, Abram, and Dathan. Well, they came and they rebelled against the Lord. I mean, against Moses. They came complaining, and then they came complaining, and what happened? Oh, immediately. Oh, this is so cool. Look at the humbleness. Look, and look. This is God. They knew God. Moses and Aaron threw themselves on the floor, on their face, and they prayed. You know what they said? They said, "The God of the Spirit that lives in all flesh." That's what he. You know why they used them words? He said, let's see, where was it? Oh, there it is, right there in 22. See, it says, "Then they fell on their face," and then it says, "The God of the spirits of all flesh." You know why they did that? They were, in layman's terms, I'm going to tell you like this. In summary, using my own words, no disrespect to God, they were sucking up to God because they knew that God was about to smash them. Sure enough, you know what God told them? God said, "Move away from them because I'm about to tear them up. I'm gonna burn them up. That's it. I move away from that." God told he said to Moses, "You and Aaron move away from them and tell everybody to move away from them. I'm about to burn them fools up." And Moses fell on the ground real quick, and he started doing that. Anyway, so what happened is during that time, Korah and Dathan and Abram, they went to the tent. Look at the disrespect. Oh, no. They said another day. So Moses said, "Okay, look, God is gonna decide between you and me." And they said, each leader. Oh, see, this is what Moses was saying. He was bringing a point, and this is what he was saying. He was saying, "Okay, so since y'all think that it's me, or that I'm the one running the show, or that I'm doing it by my power, or that you think you can come and undermine, or you think you can lead, God is the one that picked me. I'm not even qualified. And God is the only reason I'm here is because God picked me, buddy. And believe me, I don't want to be here." Like Moses, he said every one of the tribe leaders was to bring the staff because they were all shepherds, and all the leaders. How you doing? And all the leaders were they had a staff. So bring each leader. So 12 tribes and Aaron's staff. Write your name on it. Put it here, and put it by the ark. And come check in the morning. Well, they knew that to come check in the morning. So everybody woke up, was in the morning. Look at these three wicked men. Korah, Abram, and Dathan. They were so wicked. I'm going to go over there and check. They stayed in their tents. But all the 250 other leaders, the ones that wanted to find out, the ones that jumped in the car with these three evil, wicked men, they came to see. And of all those rods, Aaron's rod budded almonds, it budded flowers, and it was ripe. It had flowers and almonds on that staff. It was a dead staff, been dead for a long time. He got it, cut it, shaped it for a walking staff because they were shepherds. They were walking staff, and he was the leader. So they so Aaron's God let everyone know by bringing life into something dead. Now, this is who our God is, that bring life into something dead. Look, I'm gonna tell you about this story because it really hit home, and that's why I'm putting it on. I have God Witness TV and Testimony TV. I'm putting this one on Testimony TV because it affects me. Because I realized something. God gave me a revelation, and it actually hit home for me. Look. So the rod budded, and God, that was God letting everyone know that He put life into that dead staff to let them know, hey, I chose Aaron, buddy. I chose Aaron. You can't take that job. I chose him. Okay, so the 250 leaders saw that and tripped out. They weren't gonna say nothing no more. And then God, but they knew that God was upset, and God said they were looking for the three men. They were at the tent, so God said, get them all over the tent. So they all went to the tent of meeting. And by the tent of meeting is where all the tents are for the leaders, right? For each tribe head. So at the tent, Abram, Korah, and Dathan were at their tents inside, and their family were inside. They were inside. That's how wicked they were. They didn't even respect the prophecy. They didn't, because remember, a whole day passed. This was last night, and now it's in the day. And you remember they brought the staffs there, and they were in the tent, and they didn't pay no mind. And then they called the 250 came over there. Moses, God showed up. He came in the cloud to the tent of meeting. He came to the cloud in fire and thunder, and he said, "Where are the men?" The men were inside. And they called them out. They all came out, all three of them men, and with their kids. And God struck them down, struck all them three, Dathan, Abram, and Korah. But watch this. After he did that, they even pleaded for him. They said, no, I know, even if you find him guilty, let him make it. God didn't let him make it. He killed them 250. Papas! And look, after he did that, he was about to kill all of the Levites. He said, you know what, Abraham? He said, hey, Aaron, get your kids, put them over there. Moses, get over there. I'm going to kill them all. I'm going to start fresh with you. I'll make you an innumerable nation, but I'm going to kill all them other. And he already started killing them. And Aaron said real quick, he said, get the incense, go over there. And he got some incense, put it on the little thing, ran over there. And wherever he ran, all them people he saved. But God already killed 14,500 people already got killed. And it was tripped out because the way God showed me, well, the way it said in the Bible was that everyone in front where Aaron didn't get to died. And everyone after the incense lived. In other words, Aaron interceded with that incense, because incense represents prayer, and he interceded for them people, and they lived. Okay, now watch this. Let me tell you something I didn't tell you earlier. When God killed the three men at the tent, Dathan, Abram, and Korah, he killed all his family, all of Dathan's family, in the tent and anywhere they were, he killed all of them. Abram, también, also, he killed his men, his people, everyone in the tent, and anywhere else. So Dathan didn't have no descendants nowhere. Wiped out the descendants. That's how wicked and that's how mad God was. Okay, now watch. Korah, he didn't kill his descendants. I'm going to show you what happened. Why? God, it says in Romans that I'm God. I'll have mercy on who I want to have mercy, and I'll take wrath on who I want to. He says, I'll have mercy. No, I don't need to explain to you. This is what God says. So watch. I was wondering, why did Korah was the one that instigated it. Why didn't Korah's descendants get killed? Also, I read further over here in Numbers 26:11. 26:11, it says that he spared them. Okay, he spared Korah's descendants. Listen, he spared Korah's descendants. He killed Korah only and spared his descendants. Why? And guess why? I know why now. Korah, you know who wrote the Psalms? David. David wrote most of the Psalms, but you know who's the second most writer of Psalms? the descendants of Korah. The Psalms are praising God and this gratitude for God. Now, the reason why this touched me so much is because I lived 59 years, 43 years of smoking crack, 43 years, and I used to say, how come I'm still alive? All I got to show for that crack is a big tummy and two missing teeth. I'm still beautiful, but no. Why am I alive? I should be dead a long time ago, or my back broken, or missing an arm, or missing, but I come on, I'm healthy. I can lift a car, I whip King Kong. I'm still at 59, and I still got, I have some wisdom, it's not my wisdom, it's God, the close proximity that I try to keep to God, and he comes to me, and he's always giving me, dropping boatloads of revelations and info on me, and boy, he saved me in my life so many times. Every day I see, almost I hit a car, and it's not almost, it's because God let me look and move my arm. So I relate to this, and I see why God did that, because what happened was Korah's descendants, after they killed Korah, they were so grateful. Their life changed because they're so grateful. And actually, that's what happened to me. I had a long trouble with depression and being sad, but God has kept me joyful, and he comes at that time where I'm real sad and depressed, and he's waking me up, and I don't get depressed no more. But I see why now. I can relate to the descendants of Korah, because they're so grateful, because they should be dead, and they look back at that time to be dead, and that's why they wrote so much of the Psalms. And that goes for me too. That's why I'm alive, so I can be like the descendants of Korah, so I can show gratitude, so I can give gratitude to y'all and show y'all what gratitude is, on how merciful our God is, and loving, and how it endures forever. God is merciful, and his love endures forever. Praise God. Praise God for God loving us and God blessing us with him. Amen.